Hey guys, I know it's been a hot minute since I've made a video, and apologies for that. What can I say? I mean, life gets in the way. I'm still collecting figures. You can see part of my collection in the background there. But, it's one of those things where if I'm late to cover it in a video, the video's not going to get much views and traction, and then stuff gets on the back burner. But I wanted to do a video because it has been a while. And, frankly, a lot of these McFarlane releases haven't been all that exciting. A lot of reuse, a lot of the standard overpriced kind of BS and stuff with all these different editions. But this is one that is actually pretty unique and I think is actually worth the price tag. So we're taking a look at the Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. This is a McFarlane Toys Collectors Club. This was one of the crowd-funded projects and figures that he produced. I purchased this quite a while ago. I think it's almost been a year since they went up for pre-order. And I believe there was 5 different levels. So I got level 3, which I think comes with a little bit more accessories than the first one. And it also comes, you can't really see him, but there is a Jared Leto Joker figure behind her there. I mean, look at this. This is kind of, to me, what his so-called Elite Edition figures should be. Those Elite Edition figures are going for, I think it's like $69.99 or something crazy like that. I believe I only paid $49.99 for Harley Quinn here. Might have been $59.99. I believe my contribution receipt said $49.99. But this is, packed with accessories and stuff. I mean, for the first time ever, I think, we get extra arms, which are, of course, for her jacket piece there, so they match the sleeves of the jacket. Ton of extra hands. She's got a bat, she's got a mallet, 2 guns, 4 total faceplates, and we'll take a closer look at them later, but the faceplates are actually all different and unique. Unlike sometimes, it's a very just kind of slightly different frown or something. It's not actually like a very different facial expression. So I appreciate the variety here. It's 5 different faceplates total. It looks like a lot of nice detail to the figure. Particularly there's real fabric fishnets for the leggings. A lot of nice paintwork and detail there. And I mean, heck, you're getting 2 figures with Jared Leto in the back there too. So, basically for the price of, or cheaper than these Elite Edition figures that he's putting out. So this is kind of like something different that I want to encourage McFarlane to continue doing. On the side, you got level 3, Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad. Kind of got this graphic art, look at the actors from the movie. What does it say up there? Let me tell you a secret, pudding pie, laughter, lies. Yeah, it was very edgy stuff. Obviously Suicide Squad, it's a bit controversial. Some people really liked it. Some people hated it. I'm of the mind that there is a better movie in there somewhere. I think David Ayer got screwed over very much just like how Zack Snyder got screwed over in his cut of Justice League. There's a lot of evidence there, and there's still that Release the Ayer cut campaign going on to get the director's true vision of this movie in the same way that Zack Snyder was able to get his with his Suicide Squad. Who knows if we'll ever get that one day, but clearly they think the property is popular enough to warrant continuing producing, merchandise and figures for the film. So, and I think, if anything, even if you hated the movie, I think everyone agrees that Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn was just excellent casting. And she has carried over into other projects like James Gunn's Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey, which actually I didn't like that movie. I thought it was not very good, but that's besides the point. She is a good Harley Quinn, and I am very happy to get a figure of her to add to my live action collection. So without further ado, let's get her out of the box and see what's in store. Let's take a look at a couple things in the box here that I honestly forgot about all the goodies that was coming with this. But you get these two posters. They're kind of like mini posters, you know, just white on the back. One of Harley Quinn and a horizontal Suicide Squad poster. So that's kind of nice. They're kind of a nice laminate type of texture. Like they're not just flimsy paper. You know, the graphic art and the marketing for this movie was great. So you know, this one is kind of but this is a pretty cool one. Also, just want to show the insert for the box. It's kind of like this nice bell reeve, you know, backdrop that you could definitely use to, you know, display your figure within there. It's kind of a nice touch. So, you know, it's not just cardboard you just throw away or whatever. Of course, you also get this trading card, like most McFarlane figures now. I think the first time I've seen a blue outline trim, so that's interesting. And then a little write-up on the back. It's more so a write-up for the movie, though, as it mentions all the characters, rather than really a write-up on Harley Quinn specifically, but what have you. And then you also get these, I think these are temporary tattoos, so take them out here. I'm never really going to use these, but I guess if you wanted to, like, you know, cosplay as Harley Quinn or maybe dress up as her for Halloween or something, you got these temporary tattoos you could stick on and, you know, do what you will with. All right, let's take a look at this Jared Leto Joker figure. So obviously it's a reused body. I think of a previous Joker, which I never collected, so this body is new to me. I like the flower there. I don't know if it's entirely accurate to the suit he had at the end of the film, like if this kind of cravat thing is actually what he had or not, but, you know, it's close enough to that look. Personally, I think I would have preferred, like, you know, his look with the purple, like, snakeskin coat, and I think it was shirtless and whatever, and or the pimp style Joker, but I guess this is a more classic, definitely inspired by that Alex Ross painting of Joker in the black and white tux. And I have to say, the head sculpt is really, really good. Yeah, like the paint on the eyes. He's got, I don't know if I like all the scars, like the kind of gashes on his face. I guess he was more battle damaged near the end of the film there. No pun intended with that iconic damage tattoo on his forehead. But yeah, he's got the J, I guess a star. I don't actually remember the star on his head, but you know, it was a it was a different Joker. Let's just leave it at that. But really good likeness to Jared Leto there. Definitely a more kind of sad, almost a little perturbed kind of Joker. You can, I'm trying to get on the teeth there. You can almost kind of see the grills painted on a little bit from his teeth there. So really nice work all around. The hair's painted nicely. You know, he's got pretty good range of articulation. He doesn't really come with any accessories. I actually think one of the guns that Harley comes with, the purple one, is his. But I wish he would have came with that cane. I think he had a cane in the movie, so that would have been nice to pose him with. But otherwise, you know, he's basically an accessory to Harley Quinn, and you're getting a bonus figure here with this price tier, which I can't really complain about. All right, let's take a look at Harley Quinn here. Got her out of the box, switched up one of the faceplates. Honestly, a really nice looking figure. There's a lot of really good paint detail, both in her face, in the hair, from all the tattoos. She's got, like, you know, a little tramp stamp there. She's got tattoos on her arm. All the details, though, like on the bracelets, the gold spikes. She's got the pudding necklace on her neck. You know, the kind of like paint or you know, the colors on the shirt that are kind of dirty and washed. I love all the cuts and the rips in the shirt. Everything is like painted really nicely. And of course you got, or the belt there too is really well done. And this is like actual fabric fishnets, and it doesn't, you know, inhibit the articulation much at all either. Might be a little careful of things getting caught. It is kind of pulling out of the diaper piece a little bit, so something I'm going to be mindful of and probably not move her, you know, around all too aggressively, just at the risk of ripping that. But of course, there, you know, there's tattoos painted underneath there too. The boots are nicely done, you know, with the laces and the heels. I don't really know, you know, there's the kind of the skin tone ball joint that peeks out through the shoes, which I think they probably should have just done that like a white or something. That's the only bit really that sticks out, you know. And she can hold her gun nicely, hold the bat. You know, you got the double jointed elbows, bicep swivel, head moves around nicely, and the faceplate is pretty easy to switch in and out. You just, you know, the hair pops off the top, you can take the head off easily. That's all fairly easy to do. The bat too is some really nice, just like all the detail from the movie, you know. They really did a good job of capturing all that. She's also comes with this additional jacket piece, which on the back says property of the Joker. And, you know, 2 matching arms there to match the sleeves. Nice gold trim with the kind of built-in spiky bracelets on the end of them there. So that's really cool. I'll probably display her just with the look of the t-shirt, because I think that's just the more iconic one from the movie. But it's nice to have that as an option as well. As for all the face plates, let's take a look at them here. I just have them in the insert here too. So you see this one's a little more battle damage, like the makeup is kind of streaming down her face. She's got a scar, and like her lips are smeared. You got kind of the subtle smirk. That's the one that she came with. You got her blowing bubblegum bubble, which is pretty fun. And you got a winking one, which is also pretty fun with an open smile. So, you know, I like the variety here. You can get a lot of different expressions. This makes sense for faceplates, you know. I like this one though, kind of the smiling, crazy, you know, kind of look in her eyes that Harley had. I think that's awesome. She also comes with this big display base, which is nice. You know, it's not just the traditional black hockey puck that we normally get. Get a nice print of the movie logo there with kind of the neon colors. And a stand there, or a little peg for her to stand on and plug into. So that's a nice addition. And here's how they look on the shelf with a few other McFarlane figures here. Yeah, there's how they look on the shelf, you know. And I actually gave Jared Leto one of the canes, the extra cane from the Jack Nicholson Joker. You know, Harley's there standing without a stand, Joker's standing without a stand. They both look really great on the shelf there. I think that's gonna kind of be how I'm gonna display them. Yeah, my live action movies is looking pretty good here. I do have all the other Batmans. I just don't have room for them with all the villains here. But yeah, I think she looks really good. They all fit in really well together and scale well. Yeah, honestly, for the price, you know, getting 2 figures with all the different accessories that they come with, for, you know, what was it, like 50, 60 bucks? This is definitely better value than a lot of the elite, so-called elite edition figures that McFarlane has been putting out. And yeah, I'm happy he made this. I hope he makes more of these crowdfunding figures, especially the live action stuff. Like, McFarlane has just really knocked it out of the park with all their live action figures. So, you know, the more the merrier, in my opinion. And yeah, there's a, you know, bit of a sneak peek at the rest of my collection. You know, it's always a work in progress. I'm always moving stuff, reposing things as I clean them and whatnot. Got a whole Mayfec shelf up there. Whoa, what's all that? That's cool. Well, if you want to see more, maybe leave a comment, and maybe I'll do a collection video tour or something. But anyway, that's it for these guys. I think I'd rate it, honestly, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, maybe even, in terms of the value and what you're getting. If you're a McFarlane fan and a fan of live action DC, yeah, don't sleep on the Margot Robbie Harley Quinn. She's awesome. All right, that's going to do it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.